There's been a furor of international debate about autism based on a press conference from Donald Trump and Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The meteoric rise in autism is among the most alarming public health developments in history.
This is the fundamental assumption that they're making, that there's a rising epidemic of autism spectrum disorder in our community. And in fact, that's not true. What's happened over the last 25 years is that the diagnostic criteria for autism spectrum disorder have changed. In the old days, it was really on the severe end of the scale, the child with intellectual disability with repetitive behaviours who was extremely disabled. Then they realised there was a spectrum of the problems with communication and repetitive thinking and behaviours. And that means there was a broader church of people to be diagnosed. That's good news, so more people would be diagnosed and helped. But there's no increase because the cause is genetic more than environmental. There's no good evidence that Tylenol or Paracetamol causes any problems in pregnancy, whether it's autism or indeed anything else. And just to explain the problems with these studies is that they didn't define autism very well. They didn't guarantee that the women had actually taken paracetamol. And if they had, what had they taken it for? Because what we do know is bad in pregnancy is fever. But the problem is Donald Trump thinks you should tough it out.
You shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy.
Toughing it out with fever in pregnancy is not a good idea. You want to get that fever down. And that's why you'd use paracetamol. That's why we give influenza vaccines to women in pregnancy and COVID vaccines to minimize the risk of viral infections and indeed fever.
The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel the mumps, measles, and all the three should be taken separately. And it seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem.
This debate about MMR, measles, mumps, rubella vaccine and autism has been going on for decades. And it's based on research that was fraudulent. The doctor did it, was struck off the medical register. Even so, millions upon millions of dollars was spent looking at whether there was a link between MMR vaccines and autism, and there is no link. It is completely spurious. It's a fraudulent allegation that's dangerous because what you don't want are babies being born with congenital rubella. That's a horrible disease. It causes small heads, intellectual delay, blindness and other problems as well.